Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, is a city of many lovely buildings and churches, many of them decorated in the Baroque style, some in the classical style, all boasting a history of many centuries. The stately architecture bespeaks the seriousness of the people, and it is beautiful. But in sharp contrast to this seriousness is another section of town, quite different from all the rest, home to artists, hippies, bohemians, poets, and intellectuals, and some crazy priests. It is known as Užupis. In fact, on April Fool's Day, April 1st, 1997, this artists' quarter declared itself an independent republic with its own president, its own flag, its own constitution, and its own 12-man army. It is certainly one of the most unique, bizarre, eccentric, and absurd places I have ever visited, and also one of the most refreshingly human. At the time Lithuania finally gained independence from the Soviet Union, the neighborhood of Užupis, appallingly neglected during the long years of communist occupation, was a small, dirty, run-down area whose buildings lacked basic necessities and whose inhabitants included bums, criminals, drug dealers, and prostitutes. Soon, idealistic, creative, bohemian types such as artists, poets, writers, and philosophers began moving in and taking over. They wanted to improve their neighborhood and make it special. And so they decided that independence from Moscow was not enough. They wanted independence from the rest of the city as well. Half jokingly, but only half, they declared their independence and raised their flag and their way of life. The citizens regard themselves as different from the ordinary class of humans known as Homo sapiens. Not wishing to be political as either Homo Sovieticus or Homo Capitalisticus, they much prefer being simply Homo Artisticus. Užupis is a delightful place of small cafes and artists' galleries, quaint old churches, and avant-garde sculptures and paintings and performances. To enter the Republic, one crosses the river over a bridge whose railings are crammed with thousands of colorful padlocks bearing the initials of lovers and newlyweds, symbolizing the undying love these poor couples felt for each other on that particular day. A sign welcomes people into the Republic, flashing a picture of the smiling Mona Lisa and expecting a smile in return. If you have your passport, you can get it stamped. If not, nobody cares. Once inside, one is treated to delightful little streets complete with local street art, open-air art exhibits, fireworks celebrations on feast days, and always a free spirit of life and humanity, so different from the many years of repression under the Soviet occupation. There is even a Tibet Square dedicated to recognizing all the nations of the world suffering under foreign occupation. On the national holiday, April Fool's Day, the president makes a speech in the main square under the statue of the country's patron, the Angel of Užupis. No country has recognized the independence of this tongue-in-cheek nation, but the former mayor of Vilnius is a resident, and the sitting mayor not only tolerates but supports the Republic and even takes part in its events. The Dalai Lama is one of its 4 honorary citizens. Perhaps the most unusual sight in the tiny republic is Constitution Wall, where the Constitution of Ujupis is engraved in many different languages. It must be the most unique and perhaps the most awesome constitution in the world, consisting of 41 articles ensuring happiness. Sounding more like a child's interpretation of the Sermon on the Mount than a legal document, these articles include: everyone has the right to live by the river Vilnele, and the river Vilnele has the right to flow by everyone. Everyone has the right to hot water, heating in winter, and a tiled roof. Everyone has the right to die, but this is not an obligation. Everyone has the right to make mistakes. Everyone has the right to be unique. Everyone has the right to love. Everyone has the right not to be loved, but not necessarily. Everyone has the right to be undistinguished and unknown. Everyone has the right to be idle. I like that one. Everyone has the right to love and take care of a cat. Everyone has the right to look after the dog until one of them dies. A dog has the right to be a dog. A cat is not obliged to love its owner, but must help in time of need. Sometimes everyone has the right to be unaware of their duties. Everyone has the right to be in doubt, but this is not an obligation. Everyone has the right to be happy. Everyone has the right to be unhappy. Everyone has the right to be silent. Everyone has the right to have faith. No one has the right to violence. Everyone has the right to appreciate their unimportance. No one has the right to have a design on eternity. Everyone has the right to understand. Everyone has the right to understand nothing. Everyone has the right to be of any nationality. Everyone has the right to celebrate or not celebrate their birthday. Everyone shall remember their name. Everyone may share what they possess. No one can share what they do not possess. Everyone has the right to have brothers, sisters, and parents. Everyone may be independent. Everyone is responsible for their freedom. Everyone has the right to cry. Everyone has the right to be misunderstood. No one has the right to make another person guilty. Everyone has the right to be individual. Everyone has the right to have no rights. Everyone has the right not to be afraid. Do not defeat. Do not fight back. Do not surrender. I think that's the most fabulous constitution in the world, and I would love to see it adopted as the constitution of our own town. The Republic of Ujupis may be just childish nonsense, an absurd joke, the eccentricities of unrealistic, foolish dreamers, but it is also somehow strangely inspiring, hauntingly reminiscent of another unrealistic, foolish, childish dreamer whose feast is celebrated tomorrow. A 13th century hippie, a holy fool named Francis, from a town called Assisi. Born into a wealthy family, he renounced both his family and his wealth, stripping off every stitch of his fine clothes and standing stark naked and without shame in front of the whole town on the cathedral steps to step into a new life with only what God had given him. An eccentric, a fool, a dreamer. He walked barefoot and unarmed into the dangerous camp of the mighty Sultan of Egypt, right in the midst of a war, and spoke to him gently of love and peace, winning the Sultan's admiration, friendship, and love. A fool! He kissed the foul and oozing wounds of a leper in need. Insanity! He used to talk to the sun and the moon and the animals and the plants and all of creation as his brothers and sisters. Who but a crazy person would dream of doing such a thing? And when his beloved sister Death came to embrace him, he welcomed her joyfully, cast off his clothes, and lay naked on the cold floor to leave this world just as he had entered it. This eccentric fool named Francis would have felt quite at home among the eccentric fools of Ujupis. When will the fools of Ujupis, the fools of Assisi, grow up? When will they renounce their childish ways and learn the serious ways of the serious adult world and the oh-so-serious church? Never, I hope, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. Thank you for being such delightful fools that you are willing to listen to this foolish priest.